Yeah, Walkman here, back with the review for March for Rampage, AEW Rampage, March the 25th, 2022. It kicks off with they're in Texas still. This is a recorded Rampage. Some of them will be live. This one's recorded. They're still in Texas. I believe it's Austin, Texas. Is if I remember right, it was either Austin or San Antonio. I'm sorry, but it's Lance Archer versus Dustin Rhodes. This is the second match. Lance Archer won the first match. This was the second time that like I said, second time that he had fought. That first time he thought was the TNT title tournament. Like I said, Dustin lost that match. And in this one, it was a great back and forth. It was great. He at one point, Lance Archer actually exposed one of the top turnbuckles, and usually it's not always a foregone conclusion, but usually the person who introduces that bullshit, whether it's a top turnbuckle, whether it's a chair in a corner pushed in between the two ropes, the second rope, usually the person who introduced that shit winds up taking it. But he introduced it. But he tore off the turnbuckle pad early on in the match, and he wound up hitting his head on it. He got pushed into it by Dustin, and he wound up doing a jackknife cover and for the 1-2-3. It was a nice D cover. Dustin rolled back out because he was already. I don't know what happened. He was bleeding from the earlobe or he was bleeding from the ear already. So he took a knee on the outside of the ring. Lance Archer got back up. He rolled out. He did an attack because he realized when you lose see, this is why I love AEW. When you lose a fight, depending on where you are in the rankings, also who you fight, you can fall, either go up tremendously depending on who you fought and beat, or you can fall tremendously by determining whoever beats you. So Lance Archer, he was pretty high, but since he lost his match, and Excalibur did a good job on commentary and mentioning this. So he falls. He didn't say how far he falls, but he does fall since he lost this match. But he did get stung by the top turnbuckle. He continues the attack. He does a running knee on the outside, all that shit. He gets it separated, and then at one point, when he gets done, the Dark Order comes out, and it sets up a match. So I believe it's going to be Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus Evil Uno and Stu Grayson and Del Sol versus I believe this is going to be a three-way, but but the Dark Order comes out like, what the fuck are you doing? He comes out and confronts Lance Archer. If I remember correctly, I might be. You know what? Scratch that. I believe it's about. No, he doesn't even. He don't even come out for that. I'm sorry. I'm getting my matches confused. Like one thing I do like about Rampage, it is the quickest hour of wrestling. It goes by like that. Like, especially if you watch it with no commercials, it goes by fast. And the next match is the Dark Order versus Dark Order number 10 and number 5 versus Red Dragon. Not too much cheating here from Red Dragon. Red Dragon does wind up going over. Angels wind up taking the pin, and which is no surprise. He takes a lot of fucking pins. Look, he's a great fighter, and I'm not saying I'm tired of it, but yeah, I'm like, when I see 10 and 5 tag, I'm like, okay, 5 gotta take the pin. And he wound up he did work on 10's leg, the one with the brace, but 10 wound up taking the pin on it. Yeah, he wound up excuse me. His mask, number 10's mask, wind up getting turned around. Well, I should say not wind up. It got turned around, I believe, by Kyle O'Reilly. He couldn't see. He got super kicked. He got pushed out the ring, and then he wound up hitting the high low on Island Angels for the 1-2-3. So and that's how he also lost in the qualifying match of the Fates of the Revolution. 10 lost to Ricky Starks. He wound up turning his mask around because he was about to put him in the full Nelson, and he wound up getting speared and then getting pinned by that. So, I still like the fact that Preston Vance is just, number 10's real name. I like the fact that he's still wearing the mask. I think it fits him. But I don't like him. I don't like the fact that it keeps on causing them losses. So, which is look, it's bullshit. It's a bullshit way. It's either cheating or the mask getting turned around. I mean, they still try to book him a little bit. He's not just getting, just finished by like one simple move and he's done. So it's fine. Next match is All right, now we come to a couple of segments. They have a backstage interview with Jay Lethal where he says, yeah, he has the two blemishes he has in AEW so far is against Adam Cole and Ricky Starks. And even though they had to cheat in order to win, it still doesn't make him feel any better, because Ricky Starks and Adam Cole still gets more money and more opportunities than he does versus him because he lost and they won. And he says a couple of times he's like, it gotta be the better way. It has to be a better way. That's what he says like twice, 2 or 3 times actually. So also there's another what else happened? Because it was like 2 backstage interviews by the same woman. I forgot her name. And she has been on it's not like she's brand new. She briefly did these interviews where she she interviewed Abaddon and Max Caster. It was like it only went on for about maybe 2 months and then it just stopped abruptly. Whereas it was like it was like on the AEW show channel, like 10 minutes. It was like about 10-minute interviews, like in depth type interviews, and you get to learn about the person's character. Abaddon didn't speak, so I in my head I've been I mean, I didn't put this out anywhere, but I think the guy Ryzen, if you know who he is, he's like he's literally an ordained priest, but he's a wrestler. The guy he got the one contact in his eye. I think Ryzen should be the mouthpiece for Abaddon, since since she doesn't speak. I think it would be perfect. Kind of like how Alexander speaks for Penta. Penta says. I mean, that's how I would book it. I mean, if you want, and it's not necessarily meaning she needs to go for the title. I mean, think about it. Like Undertaker, only won the WWE Championship 2 or 3 times. I mean, he really didn't need the title. He was just beating him was like a title. Getting to beat him was like a title. Like so far, the only people who beat Abaddon has been Sheeta and Britt Baker. It's like she has a great record in these past two years plus with AEW. She has like an Undertaker type record, Undertaker type streak, and I hope she stays with them. She's still a character that I like. Like I said, she just needs a mouthpiece. Even if you wanted to give her the title for around. Honestly, if she was gonna win the title, you should give it to her around like the fall season, not necessarily on Halloween, but maybe right after, or right before. Not just make it so obvious. Like, so she has a nice little 4 or 5 month run. I mean, why not? With the title, I would give it to her. I mean, she's getting more. She's getting slimmer. She's getting more agile. I mean, she's improving in the ring but I like her character. You know, the Living Dead girl. It's a great character, I think. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about that. Having Ryzen as her mouthpiece. But